everybody, and welcome to my Santino's Mangia. Today we're going to try to make some prosciutto from the front shoulder. Usually I use the back legs, but this time I'm going to try it on the front shoulder. So I've already cleaned out the bone. I've made sure that I can throw my salt inside the between the meat and the bone. Okay, so we want to salt it right up, and we're going to salt it for about 6 days because they are smaller than the larger legs in the back. These are probably about 8 pounds, so I would say about between 6 to 10 days, leaving it in salt. And we're going to cover it completely in salt, and every day I'm going to turn it over, and every second day I'm going to add more salt. So we're going to do this with the front ones probably about between 6 and 8 days. These ones I'm going to do about 6 days. So after the 6 days now, we are going to wash them up, take the salt off, and make sure that you wash all the salt off completely. And you can see how the meat now is turned a deeper color, a darker color. So you want to make sure that we get all the salt completely off. Okay, so I have cleaned up the legs, and now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to soak them in wine. I'm going to make sure that we get it all over. It doesn't have to be great wine. This is just some old wine that I have homemade. But you want to make sure that you're going to get all the wine everywhere that you can. Like that. And just soak it all up into the wine. Like that. Maybe sit for a couple of minutes, and then I'll see you after I do that. So now, like I said, if you see the difference in the color, you can see the color and also the texture of the meat. It's harder. It's not like it's gummy anymore. It's more steady, more hard. And even the skin is now tightened up a lot more. So the meat is a lot tighter than what it was. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to now cover it right up with paprika. Now paprika, remember, it's not a spicy spice. It just gives more of a nice color to it, and it also gives it a little bit of that nice flavor. So now that I'm done with the paprika, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some black pepper. I'm going to make sure that I usually buy the one from Costco, and I cover it right up. Make sure you get in the inside, just like on top of the bone part there, so it all goes inside. Pepper also keeps away any kind of little animals that you got if you're going to have flies or anything. So now that we're done the black pepper, I like to put a little bit of chili, crushed chilies in. Depending on how spicy you really want to make it. But remember, the chilies is more on the outside than it is on the inside. So now that we have it all ready to go, the next thing I'm going to do is make my hole for hanging. And then you could either put a rope through it, or you can just use a hanging hook. I'm going to just hang hook this one. Because they're not that heavy. So I'm going to keep these hanging for probably about 6 months, 8 months. I'm going to try 6 months first and see how that works. Usually on the hindquarters, I'll leave them up to about a year. So I usually hang them up in my garage, which temperature in the winter time is about close to +2, +3. So it's just perfect. I put a bucket of water underneath it. I do this the real Italian way, the way the old Italians did it. It's how my parents have taught me, and how my grandparents have also taught me, and that's the best way to do it. I like doing things the real old Italian way. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys have some very good prosciutto coming your way. Very simple to do, very easy to do. You just need a little bit of the time and patience. It's more of the time waiting to cut it. So that's where most of your time is, on the waiting process. But to make it, it's pretty simple. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button and leave us a comment and hit a like if you've enjoyed this video. I'd like to keep making more for you. Take care.